So while I've got a little bit of time and I've got some dry pavement, dry pavement's kind of a premium here in Oregon in November, so I got to take advantage of it. Let's talk a little bit about friction zone, getting started, stopping. So to simplify things, friction zone is from like right there. You can see, I don't know if you can see my hand, but I'm just letting the clutch out just slightly and it just barely engages. You can see the motorcycle starting to go forward. From there to about another ½ inch past that point, the clutch is going to be fully engaged. And it doesn't have to be like where you're letting go of it all completely, but just prior to letting go completely, it's going to be fully engaged. And so in between there's about a ½ inch, and that's the friction zone. So, let me turn the fan on. So, simple thing to practice with the friction zone, maybe you're just kind of toying with getting used to how this works, is just, and you kind of do this when you start from a stop. Anytime you ride your motorcycle, you're just going into the friction zone for a second and you're just kind of going past it and letting the clutch all the way out. Now you're going, the clutch completely engaged. So instead of letting it out that extra little bit where the clutch is completely engaged, something to work on is, like I'm stopped right here, so I'm going in the friction zone, but I'm staying in the friction zone. Now I'm going to pull the clutch in and come to a stop again. Just going in a straight line, not doing any turns, doing anything crazy, into the friction zone. Nice easy stop, foot down, into the friction zone, stay in the friction zone. Nice easy stop, foot down. Obviously when you stop you got to pull the clutch back in. I believe Robert Simmons teaches this in one of his, he has, I forget what it's called, steps or stages, but I'll leave a link to Robert's content. It's all good content, but that is something to practice just to kind of get used to the friction zone. And we're not talking about the slow ride or whatever they call it, going as slow as you can for time. Don't go that slow. That is something we all should hope to be able to do. It's an advanced motorcycle skill and very useful, but it takes a lot of practice to really get good at that. And if we're just learning the friction zone, we don't need to compound it by trying anything crazy like that. So just doing a nice slow friction zone speed and stop. You might even aim to stop at a marker, you know, pretend there's a stop sign with a white line on the road or whatever the heck. Like say that white line across these parking spots is a stop sign. Nice easy stop. Now we're going and pulling away from stop sign, except I'm not going to continue into fully engaged and stop. So just a simple little exercise. I'll make a video of that. Hopefully it helps people out.